Welcome to 103.5 AM. I'm your host, Miller Doty. I'm here with Alex, JJ, and Ollie. We're going to be talking about how the new playoff format in college football is going to impact teams in college. First, I'm going to start with Alex. How do you think it's going to impact teams, and how do you think it's just going to impact the game of college football?
Well, first off, I just want to say I think it's a great new addition to college football because there have been teams who have been snubbed of the playoffs that I think deserve it. But I think it's going to impact teams the most outside of major conferences. You know, even Florida State last year, who went undefeated and didn't make the college football playoff. I mean, I think it's going to give them a better opportunity. And you also look at Ohio State and Michigan, two great teams, and it comes down to one game. Winner of that game's in, loser of that game goes out, and Ohio State loses in the Rose Bowl and they don't even have anything to play for.
See, but they had a good reason to not put Florida State in because Jordan Travis got hurt, and then, if anything, I think Georgia got snubbed. I mean, they absolutely killed. They killed Florida State 63-3. But I do agree with you. I think they went 13-0. I definitely think.
If I might interrupt, Alabama.
I know that, but I just think Georgia was better than Alabama. I just think those were fluke.
Okay.
All right, JJ, what are your thoughts?
So I think this college format, there's a lot of positives to it and a lot of negatives. You look at the 12-team playoffs, the regular season games, there's going to be less importance to them because you're going to see Michigan and Ohio State without the Big Ten East and West play twice in a row. Like last season, if that same thing happened, Michigan and Ohio State, the biggest rivalry in sports, that rivalry would be taken away because it happens back-to-back games. But however, I think it impacts group of 5 teams. Now with the 12-team format, the college football playoff implemented the number 1 group of 5 team to automatically get in the playoffs. We saw UCF, they went 12-0 2 years in a row, and they didn't get in the 4-team playoff. And that was when, now they're the Big 12, but that was when they were in the group of 5.
I'm going to cut you off. We have a caller. Jasper, what's your call today?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, yeah, I actually love this rule. I think it's a great new addition. I think you brought up a great point with Florida State last season, having an amazing record and not making the playoffs. I think personally, in my opinion, it makes it a lot more fair. So it's a more legit playoffs. So the better teams actually make the playoffs. Because, last year Florida State was an amazing team, and not making the playoffs is that's just a flaw in the system. So I think if that happened with this rule in place, they'd be in the playoffs, a spot that they deserve to be in. So I do think it's a great rule, and I love the addition of it.
I agree with you, Jasper. I just think it's a great add to college football. I just think it'll make teams better, and I think it'll be more fair.
Well, Jasper, I actually disagree with you because you talk about Florida State. The reason they didn't get in the playoffs wasn't because they weren't good enough. It's because Jordan Travis got hurt and Tate Rodemaker, the backup, also was banged up. They would have to be starting their 3rd-string quarterback, and the college football committee thought there's no point, and it proved it in the bowl game. Regular season games won't mean much now anymore because you could lose 2-3 times and still make it to the college football playoffs. So I disagree with that for sure.
Yeah, and Ollie, we need to go quick here because it's wrapping up, but go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to add on to what you said about UCF. I completely agree they went 12-0, but if you look at their schedule, I mean...
They played Indiana and Notre Dame that same year.
Yeah,
2
but
top 15 teams. That's a good schedule. Those are 2 top 15 teams that they beat.
How many weeks, though?
Okay, but you also play in a schedule in the American Conference, which you had Memphis, which is a good team. You also had to play Cincinnati, which is now a Big 12 team. Houston, it's not like a cupcake schedule like these other teams, like Liberty, who went 12-0 have.
But these other teams, like Alabama.
Ollie, I'm going to have to cut you off. We need to wrap it up. But thank you for listening to 103.5 AM. I'm your host, Miller Doty, and signing out. See you next time.